Hey everyone, this is Brianna Wade, the Volunteer and Staff Development Program Associate for Arkansas 4-H. And today we're going to be looking over Clover by 4-H. So if you're unaware of what Clover by 4-H is, it's a part of the 4-H website that provides resources and curriculum for your 4-H programming. It's a really awesome system. And we're just going to do a crash course of what it is and how you can use it and all that good stuff. So you'll see on our screen here that we are on the homepage of 4-H, the National 4-H. So you can just Google 4-h.org, or you can just type in 4-H and it's going to pop up. So now that we're on our main screen, we're going to go up here to resources. And you'll see here on the left under parents, it's going to say Clover. And I think you can also search it through the programs. So program Clover. All right, so let's go ahead and click on that. It's got me automatically logged in because I've logged in before, but you'll basically make an account and you can use a personal email, just whatever works for you. And then it's going to create this portal. So you're going to type in your information, who you are, what you're looking for, what kind of leader you are. So under mine, it's under 4-H professional, but it may say you can select like 4-H leader, or you can select parent or guardian, whatever best fits you. So this is my main page as a 4-H professional, right? So the really cool thing about Clover by 4-H is that you can basically have your own classroom. So when you're talking about doing different curriculum pieces, you can have your own classroom. So if you scroll down just a little bit, you can add a co-leader or co-educator. So if you have multiple leaders in your club, or if you want another person on your account, you can add them here. And I think they can self-select as well. And then your connected learners are going to be your students, your quote unquote students. So your club members, your own children, etc. So you don't have to be a club leader to use this. You can just be anyone. If you're a guardian and you have youth that are interested in doing this on their own, you can do it here. So you can see here, I have Lucy W., which is my dog, of course. But just to make a mock account, I wanted to show you kind of what that looks like. So I can click here and I can disconnect their account if they're no longer in the club, etc. Or you can go to their dashboard. So let's go to Lucy's dashboard. Okay. So under here, it's going to show that Lucy is a learner. They're level 1. You can change their picture. And then as Lucy completes tasks, it's going to give Lucy an award. So it's going to have different little incentives for them to complete. So again, you can connect a parent or educator, and then it shows that I am on their account, quote unquote. All right. And so Lucy is going to pick their interests. So I don't know if it shows it up here, but initially, if you go back one page, it'll show that Lucy is in 3rd grade. So top picks for Lucy. So let's just go here. So I'm going to say Lucy is interested in career exploration, college readiness. Let's not do that one. She's in 3rd grade. Creative arts and environmental science. Okay, so we're going to hit save here. And then it's going to show up when you search the courses. Right. So here it'll show you what activities, if they've completed it, and the course completed. And then you can hover here and you can see how much it'll take to go to the next level. All right, so that is the main home portal. So why do we have this? What do we do with it? All right, so the next thing we're going to go over is the activities. All right, so if any of you have been a 4-H professional or a volunteer for much time or a guardian, you may be familiar with project books. So project books are little booklets that have activities in them, and sometimes they're meant to do as a club, and it'll go through several activities that you can span over a year or some months. or it can be a personal, individual workbook, basically. So this is basically a online version of that, okay? And it's free. So this is again, I keep saying it's a great resource. That's because it is. So up here on the top here, we're at home now. We're going to go ahead and hit activities. So the really cool thing about Clover by 4-H is it lets you select based on filters if you so choose. So overall, they've got these courses here. But let's say I want a very specific topic. So right now it's very broad. There's two different types. So there is one-off lessons. So that means if you just need a single activity for a workshop or a club that you're doing, you can do a one-off program based on these different topics. See here. And then there's also curriculum/courses. So if you are trying to do a course over the span of some time, or individuals are interested in learning more about that topic, you'll see here under training AI, it shows you it's a course. So it's got multiple activities and lessons. 4-H Artificial Intelligence here with Google, this has got 6 activities, and that's technically a curriculum. So you can choose what you want to look at. So are you doing this once? Are you doing this 6 times? There's a course on entrepreneurship. So you've got all these different options, right? Okay. And not to make you sick, but I am going to scroll up. So let's say I am wanting Lucy in her club to do a lesson. So let's say, what did we select here? We selected environmental science. Okay. So let's just say I want environmental science. So you'll see here that all of these different topics pop up. Okay. But I don't know if this is something I want to do specifically. I kind of want to narrow it down again. So let's just say Lucy's in 3rd grade. So we can select that. So it's going to show me that there's 16 results, right? So we're like, well, maybe I'm not so sure. So let's say I just want a single activity. All right. And then I'm doing this for one 4-H club meeting. So I'm going to say, let's do a 45-minute class. All right. So these are the 4 top lessons that fit my criteria. And you can do this by any topic, any grade, any type, any duration. Okay. So let's say I want to do native bee habitat map. All right. So I'm just going to click on it. And I'm going to click on it and it's going to load. All right. So now that we're on the page for activities, it's going to show you an overview. So it's going to say this is suited for grades 2nd through 8. It's going to take you about 45 minutes. And the topics it's going to cover in this course and lesson is environmental science and STEM. So even though I only said I wanted to see environmental science, it's also going to show you the other additional areas it's going to cover, which is really neat. All right, so, and then it's also going to show you resources and things you can order as well. So if you want to do a bug catcher set, or if you want to get the actual curriculum, it's going to show you things that are similar if you want to have more hands-on things. And then it's going to show you other activities that are similar. So I don't know if a marshmallow catapult is really similar to native bees, but it may be something that's interesting because it's grades 3 through 5. Or intro through composting would probably better fit that. All right. So you can look through all of this stuff and then you can say which one you're going to do. So to explain this a little bit, so there's several different options for courses when you're trying to do the work here. So a few of those things are an interactive session. So on Clover by 4-H, there's an option here that youth have to sign into their account and then do an interactive course. So a really great example of this would be coding or AI work. So they go on here, they have interactive games, they have some different assessments. That way, it's a really fun way to learn these different topics. There's the basic web page, so that means the leader can pull up this page and teach off of it. And there's also the PDF download. So that means if you want to print off the lesson plan and do it all based off of that, you can do that as well. And it's also going to show you the materials you need. So for this activity, you're going to need descriptions table, the native bee guide, some tape, the icons, a printed map, native bee answer key, habitat answer key, and it's going to give you all that good stuff right here. So let's just say we're going to do this one here. It's going to show you the curriculum right here. So it's going to say, here's your different areas and your native bees. Okay. So it's really, really cool. All right. So this is what I need. So if you're trying to plan ahead, you can go on this site, you can see what you need, you can collect those items, and then you can do this activity. All right. So let's say I have all my materials printed. I'm ready to go. So on this one specifically, there's not an interactive course available, but there's a PDF and there's a basic web page. So let's go, let's just click on this one, just so you can see a little bit of what both of those look like. All right. So this would be the case if you're doing it online. So if you select the online option, it's going to basically show you everything. All right. And you can go back and forth here on the left-hand side. So do you have your printed map? Do you have your tape? You can click on that. And then it's going to tell you the activity steps one by one. All right, so you're looking at the bee guide. You're making the habitat. You're looking at this curriculum one by one. And then there's some fun did you knows in here. All right, so you've got all of this and you have some questions that you can ask your youth as well. All right. And then you can test your knowledge. And you can test your knowledge as a group. So you can ask this with your group to say, what option do you think this is the best? And then it's got reflection questions. So a big part of 4-H programming is reflection. So when we do these activities, we want to show that we're not just doing fun activities, we're also learning something from it. So after we do the fun activity and have a great time with our friends, we want to know what you've learned. So we want to leave you after your program with some thoughts about the topic you learned or how you can help this project, really on reflection and keeping something at the forefront of your mind compared to just having a fun activity and then going home. So why do farmers need more native bees? How can the community benefit, etc. And this also helps them, if they're interested in this topic further, they can kind of do some self-assessment and learn more independently. And then some ways to explore that. So this lesson's over. So what do we do from now? Can we learn more? What can we go into? And then there's a lot in this. It can give you some career connections. So if you like learning about bee habitats, you may enjoy a career in STEM. It's going to talk through there. Okay. And the cool thing is about this is when you're done, you can say, I'm all done. Mark is complete. So one thing that's really neat about Clover by 4-H is if you run through a lesson like this, like I have in a few minutes, it's going to say, whoa, that was fast. Hands on heart, I did it, or no, I haven't completed this task. So let's say yes. Hands on heart, we did it. Cool. Oh, look. So I've completed the native bee habitat map. That means I've earned these XP points that gives you different pins. So let's just browse another activity because I do want to show you the PDF version of this. So let's just select creative thinking. So again, this is going to show you the overview, the grades, the time, what topics it cover, and the status. Okay, again, it's going to show you the materials. It's going to give you an overall objective. You're going to select start activity. And this one's actually only available through an interactive experience. So let's just click on this so we can have an overview of what that looks like. So this would be a student logging in and completing this. All right, so it's going to pop up as a course. It's going to have the different topics. So that's what it's going to look like. So it's going to, we're going to say save progress here. So it's going to look like that. The youth are going to do little games and different activities. I'm not sure what all this one has specifically, but it's got some cool stuff in it. All right, so let's go back to one that's got, let's say, 45 minutes, topics, environmental science. All right, so let's click on this one, build a nest for native bees. All right, so we're going to start an activity. I'm going to download a PDF because that's how I want to do it. Okay. And this one, it's still going to have the same information, but this is going to be a printable version. So if you want to do an activity, you can just hit this. It's going to have all the same information as before. It's going to show you the materials and the steps. All right, so this is basically what the web page is going to look like, just a PDF version so you can print it off. Very easy. All right. So going from that, we have our activities. And next we're going to do is look at the leaderboard. So I don't have a lot of sessions and things that I've completed, but Brave Wise Panda is number 5. So we've got these little options here. It'll show you if you want to do a competition with your youth, you can do that. And then we're going to look at progress. So it's going to show how much XP total I've learned. So I'm on level 3. I'm trying to get to level 4. So it's going to say there's 128 awards found. So it's going to show me which ones I've unlocked. So I started and completed the Learn to Love Heartland Bees. And then knowledge unlocked. So I completed 3 activities and then so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different badges you can complete and have in here, which these don't really mean much in sense of there's not like an award you can win, but this is a great way to incentivize the programs because you can see in each of your students what award they've won and then the overall tracking for each individual youth. So that means if you say the youth that has 5 of each, 5 certificates, 5 gold pins, 5 silver, and 5 bronze, you win a 4-H hat at the end of the year. Or you can say, this is first place, second place, third place, whatever you want to do. So this just helps incentivize your youth to complete those goals and tasks because it's not just an activity and then they get done and they're done. This is a way that they can say, I'm going to reach this goal. So it's really, really cool. All right. So on 4-H events, there's not anything right now, but if there is an event that National 4-H is putting on, it'll be here. So some of the events that they'll put on is really they have a 101 for Clover by 4-H, or they may have workshops or Zooms on specific topics. So pollinator programs, STEM, civic engagement, all that good stuff. And then you can submit an event. I think that may be only on mine, but it may have them on there. And then here we've got some resources. So if you're not as familiar with Clover or you're learning how to do it right in the first place, there's some webinars you can look at. So you can look at the video library. So with previous training videos, you can watch the webinar series and look at the library. If you want to look at specific resources or marketing, so if you're doing Clover by 4-H and you want to advertise and market the programs that you're going to be diving into, it's going to have flyers, social media, email templates, all that good stuff. So you can say, hey, this month we're going to be working on pollinator programs. And then there's going to be flyers and post about it so that you can have youth go ahead and register in Clover, and then they can get a little taste of what they're going to be learning. And then they also have an email they can um, contact you with, and you can contact them if you have any questions otherwise. So just to go back, and then it's going to show you 4-H main website, find your local 4-H, shop 4-H, all that good stuff. So you can change the theme, you can look at the dashboard, you can change your avatar, you can edit your interest, you can look at your account, all that good stuff. So, and then it's going to show me my level here. All right, so just to go back to activities, all this is here, all this is free to use for any of your programs. And then here you can show your different activities. So if Lucy was to complete activities, it would show up here, and then it would show, I believe, right here. So that is a crash course on Clover by 4-H. Again, I can't sing its praises enough. It's a great resource that you can use as a 4-H leader that helps you have a grab and go lesson. Makes it really easy for program planning. That way, you know that you're getting vouched, research-based information and programs, that all the work is done for you. All you have to do is collect those resources and materials, and then you're good to go. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is bwade@uada.edu. And if you have more questions about this and how you can use it in your programs, reach out to your local county 4-H professional, and they can provide you with some resources as well. So other than that, that's Clover by 4-H, and have a great day.